Mr. Wright, our first prize winner.
Me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be me.
My name is Linda Franks. During your stay, I'll be your swellness attendant.
I'm sure you meant, wellness attendant.
Oh yeah, sorry. I always get those mixed up. These difficult words are just so... oh.
Difficult?
Yeah, exactly. Did you have a pleasant journey in the space ventilator, Mr. Wright?
Space ventilator? Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Thank you for asking. It was very interesting, and it went by so fast.
Have yourself a cocktail and relax. Here you go.
Actually, I'm not so much into alcohol.
No, but our guest file says that you prefer Crown's Gold whiskey with soda, mostly without ice, and preferably before 10 p.m.
You can read that in my file? But how?
Oh, we always like to be informed about our guests in order to make their stay as pleasant as possible.
Oh, I understand.
Have your drink. And welcome to Lunar 5. And if you have a wish, and it really doesn't matter what kind of wish it is, please let me know.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Linda. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy from these cocktails.
Success at work and in love with Light Life Food. Light Life, let's live light. Cabin status. Your cabin has been optimally programmed. The temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. The pressure is at 1013 hectopascal. The composition of the air complies with normal Earth values. There are no detectable abnormalities.
Engine room. No entry.
Mr. Wright, is everything all right? Do you have any wish?
I do have some questions, if that's okay.
How nice. I passed the intensive seminar, questions presented by guests, with honors. Just ask me anything, and I can definitely give you the answer exactly as stated in the training materials.
Oh, that ought to be interesting. I've got some questions regarding my vacation up here.
I am trained to answer your every question, Mr. Wright.
What is this strange micro thingy in my cabin? Can I turn it off somehow?
You mean the cabin computer? During your stay, the cabin computer provides the oxygen supply and a pleasant scent for the optimal ventilation of your cabin. All parameters are constantly controlled by a deep-mind chipset and adapted if necessary. It also monitors your vital functions like pulse, breath frequency, and blood pressure, and advises you, if necessary, to take a cocktail. In the unlikely event of a malfunction or a disturbance, the computer will inform you immediately about countermeasures and escape routes. Additionally, the computer will simultaneously release an anti-panic agent through the cabin ventilation. In such an emergency, please follow the instructions of our service personnel.
So this thing controls my vital functions? Honestly, I would like it much better if I could be by myself in my cabin. I mean, have some privacy, you know.
Mr. Wright, the whole of Lunar 5 helps you to relax. However, this relaxation should come from within. You will see in a couple of days, and with the help of our program, you'll feel much better.
I found a door over there. I would think it leads into Sector B. I would really like to look around there just out of curiosity. Maybe you offer a guided tour, or you have official opening hours for your visitors.
I'm sorry, but Sector B is only to be entered by authorized QBChem service personnel. That sector is too dangerous for the visitors and guests.
Oh, that's too bad. There are no exceptions?
I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Even Dr. Jenkins doesn't enter the sector, even though he's the only one who has the key for any absolute emergency.
I would like to leave Lunar 5.
Oh, but why, Mr. Wright? Is anything not to your satisfaction?
Let's just say I've seen enough. And I still have a lot of work waiting for me in New York.
I am sorry, Mr. Wright, but paragraph 34 of our terms and conditions of business unambiguously regulates that you may only depart at the end of your vacation.
What was that? Are you telling me I'm not allowed to leave the station?
The only exception is the occurrence of an emergency, and I am glad to inform you that Lunar 5 has been operating failure-free since its completion. Enjoy your vacation, Mr. Wright.
Oh, this is great news. So I'm stuck up here?
You can look forward to 4 wonderful weeks, Mr. Wright, and when you leave Lunar 5, you'll feel like a new person.
Can I ask you something else, please?
That's why I'm here.
Please, tell me something about the other guests.
My pleasure.
Can I ask you something?
That's why...
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, how nice of you to ask me that.
What exactly do you have to do here?
I'm responsible for the new guests, to take good care of them. And you are a new guest. After 2 weeks, my colleague will take over, so that it won't be boring for you.
Great. Then what can the two of us do during the next 2 weeks?
Whatever pleases you, Mr. Wright. I'll answer your questions, bring you cocktails, accompany you to the pool, take care of your cabin, and always be there at your disposal.
Oh, yeah. Well, that sounds really good. And then after 2 weeks, it's Susan's turn? How long have you worked here already?
For 2 years. Before I was at Drive-In Gigafry in LA. But frying burgers was simply not demanding enough for me.
So now, tell me, is serving cocktails really so much better?
Oh, sure. I can use my talents much better here. And the uniforms here are much more fabulous.
Are you down on Earth very often, or have you lived up here for the past 2 years?
At the beginning, I was on Earth quite a lot. However, I've actually been here for the last 10 months.
Don't get me wrong, but I think I couldn't stand it to be here that long.
Oh, you'll learn to appreciate it, Mr. Wright. Just wait a little while. When the 4 weeks are already through, you won't even want to go.
How did you get this job here?
Oh, through a model casting. I was one of the winners of a modeling competition with 87 points.
87 points. That sounds great. And what was the highest score of the model who won?
You're supposed to have as less points as possible. And be beautiful. Funny, isn't it?
As less points as possible. What kind of competition was that?
Oh, I don't know. Sitting for ages in front of a computer terminal, we had to answer stupid questions, and at the end, all scored points were added up.
Uh-huh. And what kind of questions did you have to answer?
Oh, completely boring crap. Complete this numerical sequence, continue these patterns further. Which of these forms corresponds to another? Things like that.
Oh. Now I understand. And you solved them all correctly?
No. The tests were all wrong. You couldn't make any sense out of it. Moreover, the time was much too tight. I always marked, I don't know, so that I'd just be the first to finish it. And so I got the job. Another girl had 138 points. Obviously, she had no chance. However, she said that she could still go back to her other job.
What kind of job was that?
Oh, I think something about physics and something really boring.
Oh, yeah. That's really boring.
So, you think I'm doing a good job?
In my opinion, you are perfectly qualified for this job here. Yes. Where do you come from?
From Earth, of course.
That's obvious. I mean, from where on Earth?
I come from California. The sun always shines there. In any case during the day.
I've heard about it.
You've been there before? Perhaps we know each other. I live in Los Angeles, on the 562nd floor of Light Life Towers. Sure, we've met each other there, haven't we?
Los Angeles has 34 million citizens. I would guess we've missed each other. Can I ask you something else, please?
That's why I'm here.
Please, tell me something about this station.
With pleasure.
Can you give me some basic facts, please?
With pleasure. Lunar 5 is a fully air-conditioned orbital vacation station. 3,500 highly qualified engineers and 7,500 orbital construction workers were involved in the construction phase, working 24-hour shifts on the erection and interior of the 2 large rings, which each measure a diameter of 500 meters. The building costs for the whole complex accumulated to 20 billion credits.
Wow, 20 billion credits. By the way, which company is running Lunar 5?
The station is financed and operated by Cubichem and the United Bank Trust, which are, on their part, 100% subsidiaries of the General World Holding, whose majority shares belong to Global Centralized Services.
That means In plain language, the station is owned by the state?
Oh, sorry. But that question is not found in the training materials.
Oh, don't worry. So, when Global Central Services holds the shares, it's all clear. The station is owned by the state. What exactly is in these cocktails?
The cocktails Lunar 5 were developed by a highly qualified team of scientists according to the latest findings in nutritional physiology. They contain carbohydrates, trace elements, vitamins, and nutritional supplements in optimally calculated doses. The pleasant taste is caused by a special amplifier formula that unites only the best out of 3 pounds of artificial fruits. Energy cocktails from Cubichem put you in a good mood, give you a clear complexion.
Do all guests drink these cocktails?
It is medically recommended to take part in the cocktail programs. And if you read page 24 of our General Terms and Conditions of Business, you will notice that the cocktails are not only free, but also obligatory for your stay.
That means I have to drink this stuff?
It is extremely important for Cubichem that all visitors of Lunar 5 leave the station happy and satisfied. Page 29 of our General Terms and Conditions of Business explicitly points out that if you are a winner of a stay in Lunar 5, you are obliged to use Cubichem products. You won your stay with a lottery ticket, didn't you, Mr. Wright?
Yes, I did, but I didn't have the faintest idea.
Through the acceptance of the lottery win, you have obliged yourself to voluntarily partake in product tests and promotional measures of Cubichem, including but not limited to the acceptance and reception of the advantageous health products from Cubichem's portfolio. Cubichem, we want only the best for you.
Well, this is going to be fun. I'm feeling a little bit dizzy from these cocktails.
Any indigestibility symptoms after consumption of our cocktails disappear after just a short period of time. However, such undesirable effects can be avoided if you take the cocktails regularly. Should your complaints, however, still persist, please consult our board physician, Dr. Jenkins. He will gladly help you to find just the correct dosage for you so that you can enjoy optimal well-being.
Unencumbered well-being. I just get the impression that these cocktails contain a whole lot of alcohol. Something else that has a similar effect on my senses.
Because of the unusually ideal supply, you could experience sporadic irritations of your sensory organs. In most cases, these irritations disappear with the third cocktail.
There's something else.
Yes?
By the way, why does this station have 2 rings? As far as I know, visitors are only allowed in one of them.
Yes, that's right. Lunar 5 has a second deck beside the main deck where experiments are carried out under space conditions on behalf of the government. A fully automatic experiment unit runs day and night in Ring 2, the so-called Sector B. It helps the outstanding experts of Cubichem to develop medicine, vaccine, and plant types under vacuum conditions, so that life on our planet becomes more beautiful, more healthy, and yet more safe. Cubichem, products for a more beautiful life.
What was that?
Cubichem, products for a more beautiful life.
I think you might be better off not quoting that last sentence you just said in your tour infos. I believe that sentence is not part of your presentation monologue.
Oh, you reckon? That... I didn't know that.
Simply skip it. I think then it's okay. How many tourists come here every year?
Oh, at peak period, hundreds every week.
And when is this peak time?
Lunar 5 doesn't exactly have tourist seasons, but cycles with more or less guests.
Uh-huh. And how does it come that you have these cycles, then?
Well, our guests come from all over the world, but the lottery has certain draw times, and sometimes not so many people win. The luck is just spread out a little unevenly.
Can I ask you something?
That's what...
Thanks, Linda.
See you later.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, gorgeous. Well, is there anything I could help you with? Feeling lonely tonight?
Lonely? Oh, yeah, well, depends on how you see it.
I'll take that as a yes. Just like me. So, are you up then for a little adventure?
Adventure? What did you have in mind?
For starters, we could maybe take a dip in the pool. Just you and me. Drink chill cocktails and admire the view of the Earth rotating peacefully outside the window. We could tell each other stories, and then our eyes would meet. And the last guests have already left.
Ah, that sort of adventure. Well, you know, that is very flattering, but I suppose I have to get a little bit more settled in. I'll get back to you on that, okay?
Of course. I can wait. Why don't you start off with a cocktail? They make you feel so incredibly relaxed. It's just amazing.
Yeah, unbelievably relaxed. I found that out already. Is this your first trip up here as well?
Oh, yeah. And I wish I could stay here forever.
Really? Why is that?
It is just so amazing here atop the clouds. And so damn dull and bleak in my empty loft down there. And now that I'm up here, even these terrible nightmares are gone.
How did you get a hold of a ticket?
I won it. I never win anything, but I won at the Lunar 5 lottery. Although I didn't even enter it. Can you believe it? Isn't that amazing? I think that's remarkable.
Absolutely. That's what it is.
And to top it off, I meet such a good-looking young man like you up here.
May I ask you something else? What's your name?
Helen. I am Helen. Helen. Hot like hell. Hell-N. You get it?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Helen, hot like hell, has a nice ring to it.
So, you better watch out if you're going to get any closer to me, gorgeous. It's really getting hot. And you might burn your gorgeous fingers on this fire of my passion.
I consider myself warned, Helen. Where do you come from, Helen?
From New York. My husband has a PR agency there.
Oh, a PR agency. Then he and I are colleagues, so to speak. I work in the communication industry as well.
Is that right? What an amazing coincidence. But you know, Walter's agency is just a terrible, boring place. Their campaigns don't have any liveliness. and are totally uninspired. His employees are simply not talented enough. And that climate, of course, kills even the first sign of a good idea immediately.
You might be right on that one.
But enough about that. I haven't set foot in his agency for years, though, now.
By the way, Helen, what did you say your husband's last name was?
Oh, come on. Let's not talk about my husband anymore. I'd rather talk about us. About you and me.
I'm just asking you so I know where not to apply in the future. Just in case I would ever need a new job.
The name of the agency is Greenberg and Winter. If they offer you a job, just run for the next exit, love.
Greenberg and Winter? I should have known.
You see? Our thoughts are already starting to melt into each other. Do you feel our personalities merging? Why don't you come closer and hold me before I float away?
Listen, Helen, you are a very, attractive woman, but your husband is probably a very nice guy, and I don't want to hurt his feelings. May I ask you something else? And how do you like it here?
Oh my gosh! It's just amazing. Only that it's a teensy-weensy bit boring sometimes.
Boring? How come?
Yeah, well, you know, a beautiful, desirable woman like me, in a wonderful, inspiring place like this, longs for some attention every now and then. The kind of attention that a woman would like to receive from a man, if you know what I mean. But now that a fairy granted my wish and sent you here, everything can still happen, right, gorgeous? Have you already tried a few of these cocktails? They are simply...
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing. I've never felt so relaxed before. I should have tried these cocktails years ago. It's like you are floating.
Which, in fact, is what we are actually doing. I mean, the station, to be correct.
Our thoughts are floating. Our feelings are floating. And the station is floating. Our whole existence is floating in a sphere of love and devotion. And right now, it is just you and me here. It can't be a coincidence that we meet like this, don't you think?
You could be right on that one.
Oh, so you believe in destiny as well?
There are not too many things I believe in.
But obviously destiny is one of them. Oh, that is so sweet. You are very sensitive, aren't you? I love sensitive men.
Okay, I have to get going again. Maybe we'll meet up later. Linda, it's me again.
What can I do?
Please,
My...
who is this big woman with a dog over there in the front?
Oh, that is Mrs. Winter, a charming person. She's had a lot of hard knocks in life, that poor woman. But ever since she's been with us, she feels so much better.
She had bad luck? Well, for God's sake, what happened to her?
Dr. Jenkins told me she was once part of a sect. The Lullites or something like that.
Lullets? What's that supposed to be?
You should ask Dr. Jenkins. In any case, she was enslaved by a guru, a crazy guy who preached about the end of the world. She had dreadful delusions and visions. The poor woman must have been in a terrible state. She gave all her money to the guru, so that he could do all kinds of crazy things.
Uh-huh. And what would that be?
I believe it had something to do with bomb attacks.
Bomb attacks? Really? That's really unbelievable. Actually, she doesn't really look the part.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, well, at some point she was flat broke, and she's lucky that someone gave her a lottery ticket.
Uh-huh. She won this vacation in the lottery too, huh?
Yes, of course. She's already been here for 2 weeks, and her hallucinations are gradually subsiding.
Can I ask you something else, please?
That's why I'm here, Mr. Wright.
Thanks, Linda.
See you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello. Fantastic weather, don't you think?
Weather? Well, yeah. If you would call it that. After all, it's just the air conditioning. But it's true. This breeze is pleasantly adjusted.
I do so love being in the great outdoors.
The great outdoors. Well, maybe not that wrong. It kind of has that touch.
May I introduce myself? Samuel Stiller.
I'm Peter Wright. Nice to meet you. Could you eventually help me out here? So far, I'm not really familiar with everything around here.
What's it about?
Please, listen to me. I just want to leave. Can you help me? I can't stand it anymore to be in this rotating psych ward.
Do you think that we are all mad here?
Well, that's not what I meant by that.
How did you mean it then?
I mean, I'm really happy that at least you found your inner peace here. But something doesn't smell right here, and I have the very intense wish not to participate in this program anymore.
You have to relax, Peter. No one leaves here before their time, and no one wants to go.
Wrong. I want to leave. It was short, and for Christ's sake, a very nice time. I'm totally relaxed and centered already. But now I've had enough. What's up? Are you going to help me or not?
I am best at helping you when I don't help you. Stay a few more days and you'll forget what was worrying you.
But I really don't want to forget anything.
Oh, yes, of course you want to forget something, Mr. Wright. You've had a difficult time, right?
How did you know that?
We've all had a difficult time, but that'll soon be over. Soon.
These cocktails are no good for me. You know, they always kind of like drug me. What can I do about that?
You just have to drink more of it, Mr. Wright. You'll see that these drinks are really good for you.
But I don't really feel sane every time I drink this stuff.
Sure you are. Only then are you really sane. Then you feel like all of us should feel.
I would prefer to stay in control, to be honest.
Ask Dr. Jenkins. He can surely help you more than I can.
Can I ask you something else as well?
Of course, friend.
Can I ask you something?
Anytime, pal.
How did you happen to end up here? Could it be that you won the lottery too?
Yes, the lottery. I really hit the jackpot. I had so much luck. You know, we all win one day.
One could almost get that impression. You know, I won my ticket in the lottery as well.
Really? That is an excellent coincidence. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic. Where did you get your ticket from?
Somebody gave it to me as a gift. Isn't that heavenly?
A gift? May I ask from whom?
I got it from a friend. Such a nice gift. She saw that I was not feeling well and wanted to make me happy. She was like a good fairy.
That's wonderful. A close friend of yours?
You could say that. Someone that I haven't known for very long, and who has still become so important for me.
The big, the one, the only one, true love?
Yes, but not what you're thinking. Our relationship is more spiritual.
I've heard it can happen. I'm really happy for you. Honestly. There is something else.
Of course, friend.
How long have you been here already?
This is the 8th week. I wouldn't want to miss one single day. Shall we drink a cocktail together?
Oh, not right now, thank you. I just had a cocktail.
You have to drink another one. And another one. And another one. You'll see. These cocktails work wonders.
Yeah, I was able to see that already. Are you here alone?
You are never alone here, my friend. There is always someone here, even if you can't see them. Someone is there for you and looks after you. Everything is so well organized, so safe and so clean. Every day is so predictable. And that is fantastic. You get a wonderful feeling of being secure.
Yeah, that's all right. What I mean is, did you bring someone to accompany you?
The delightful and charming Linda is my wellness attendant while I am here. And when I return home, I will enjoy being on my own. I don't need others who make me feel afraid or try to tell me things. I will be on my own and extremely happy. I always have a bond with someone who understands me. Someone provides for me as if through an umbilical cord.
Now, that sounds actually really a bit, scary.
You haven't been here long, have you?
No.
You will see. It'll all fall into place. You'll soon understand how I feel, and you'll enjoy it.
There is something else.
Of course, friend.
How do you like it here? How's your relaxation coming along?
I feel as free as a bird flying high up in the clouds.
Is that right? That means you must be feeling great.
I've never felt better. All the worries, hardships, fears are gone, and even the memory of them is starting to fade. I've almost even forgotten what job I once did. Isn't that just fantastic? And you? How are you?
Me? I guess I'm okay.
That does not sound extremely exhilarating, friend. But that will change. Have patience.
What are you doing here all day long?
I sit by the pool or in front of the panorama window and think.
And you do nothing else? That is enough for you? I mean, aren't you sometimes in the mood for some activity?
Thinking is sufficient.
What are you thinking of, if you don't mind me asking?
Nothing. I am thinking of a large, beautiful white area. Of nothing but purity, the final freedom of thought.
Nothing? The final freedom of thought is to think about nothing?
Yes, infinite, uniform space. And within it the thought that cannot be held, fastened down, contained. That's freedom. Real freedom.
Interesting point of view. But I have a different stance on this.
That's why you are here, my friend. Your thoughts are a problem. And you can find help for this problem here.
What do you mean with problems? I might need some time to kick back and relax, but other than that, I'm feeling completely...
Terrible. I can see. It's in your eyes.
What about my eyes?
They're full of fear and anger.
What if... Nonsense. I'm just fine.
No, you are not fine.
And what do you do for a living?
I was a telecommunications engineer.
And that was so exhausting that you would prefer to forget about it?
I told you I can barely remember. I think I had nightmares during the night and the day, but that's all behind me now.
And what are you up to now?
I am going to start anew.
And what would that be?
Relaxing, taking it easy. Cubichem products make that all possible.
There is some... Can I ask?
Of course.
Okay, Mr.
Definitely.
My God, this coffee is dreadful. You can't even mix powder and hot water properly. You've almost got to admire such a sophisticated level of stupidity. Enjoying yourself, Mr. Wright? Come on and have another one of our excellent cocktails.
That's one of those cocktails. Damn stuff. Something's at the bottom. Almost dissolved. Linda, it's me again.
What can I do for you, Mr. Wright?
Please.
My...
And what's up with this guy? In the jogging suit?
Ah, Mr. Stiller. Sure, that's a difficult case. He's already been here for 12 weeks. He almost belongs to the family.
12 weeks? Holy cow. It's probably pretty expensive for him.
No. He was invited by Cubichem.
Oh, yeah? Invited, huh? For 12 weeks? How come we got that lucky?
Cubichem had declared him as a level 1 guest because he was not satisfied with his first stay.
Is that right? What went wrong? Did he get sick from the cocktails?
They didn't work. After 4 weeks, he was still depressed and moody. Just like before his vacation.
And Cubichem is paying for the whole thing?
Cubichem guarantees the effectiveness of its products, and Lunar 5 guarantees optimal recreational value for the stay on the station. If the results are not optimal, Cubichem offers its guests a 12-week intensive treatment.
Can I ask you something else, please?
That's why I'm here, Mr. Wright.
Thanks, Linda.
See you.
Good evening, sir.
Well, interesting. Right as in wrong, is it? So what's wrong? Are you in pain? Something not all right?
Oh, yeah, everything is perfect. It's only that...
What's wrong with your posture, Mr. Wrong? No backbone, no drive? Ever served in the army?
It's regarding this station here. How do I get into Sector B?
Sector B really isn't your concern, right?
But what the heck is going on there?
In Sector B, right, experiments are conducted under outer space conditions. As far as I know, they're developing medication there, at the expense of the state, to make the lives of sick psychopaths like you even easier. The area is sealed off. It has no atmosphere, and there is only one emergency key for the main lock.
Have you ever been in there?
Are you mad, man? Do you think I want to end up in jail?
What is in these cocktails?
Why? Don't you like them? That is a wonder of chemistry, right? The latest drug for paranoid schizophrenia. Gets rid of 100% of your crazy ideas and replaces them with 100% normal ones. In 4 weeks, you'll be a functioning member of society again. Be happy that you won't be annoying everyone around here with all this conspiracy nonsense anymore.
I would like to leave.
You want to leave? Are you totally nuts, man? You're staying here until you've gotten your damn psychiatric problems under control. And I'm warning you, you better make some progress soon. Otherwise, you'll find out what I'm like when I'm really angry. Is that clear?
Does that mean you're holding me here against my free will?
Pay close attention, Private Wright. It's not simply that your will isn't important. It is, in fact, the main problem. Your will is a part of your imagination, and therefore, a part of your sickness.
Sickness? I'm not sick at all.
Have you seen UFOs, Wright?
I've only...
I'm asking you a question.
Something like that.
Do you feel persecuted?
Well...
Are you depressed? Isolated socially? Dependent on alcohol? Does your life revolve around chat rooms? Are you obsessively chasing after a crazy idea?
That's not how I would...
Aha. See, let me guess. With you, it's different, right? Paranoid schizophrenia. You are a sick man. And as long as I'm in charge of the medical corps here, you'll get better. Is that clear?
On what legal grounds is this station operating anyway?
Legal grounds? What's that supposed to mean, wise ass? After all, you've come here voluntarily. Am I right? I mean, you did take part in the Lunar 5 lottery, didn't you?
In a certain way, yes, but I...
You mean you didn't read the full terms and conditions of business of the Lunar 5 company?
And it says there that you can hold me here?
It states there that you will spend your vacation under competent medical supervision, and that everything possible will be done for the maintenance and restoration of your physical and mental health. That's the service we offer you, right?
That's all just great, but I don't want your service.
That's symptomatic of psychotics, right? Psychotics are simply not capable of understanding their condition. But I'm a doctor. In our documents, it says that you are psychotic, and my admissions interview with you proves it.
What kind of admissions interview? So far, you haven't even...
We're doing it right now.
But...
And according to my diagnosis, we're dealing with a psychotic illness, and you need treatment. As a lottery winner and guest of Lunar 5, you're entitled to receive treatment here. Are you getting the picture?
There is actually something else. Can I ask you something else?
If you must, but make...
I would like to ask...
Well, please be brief.
That's a pretty harsh military-style tone you use here.
I was staff doctor for the 12th Airborne Division of the Union Forces, if that means anything to you.
Yeah, I've heard about that unit. If I recall this correctly, there was a scandal about the crushing of the uprising in 2036. Torture and so on. And it was broadcasted that some of the officers would be disciplined and involuntarily transferred to a different post.
That's nonsense. Lies made up by unpatriotic communists and terrorists. The 12th Airborne Division of the Union Forces is the pride of the Army. Freaks like you owe it to people like us that you can keep your behinds lying by the pool here. Because we're the ones who have protected your freedom from our nation's enemies.
Yeah. Well, of course, but, how did you happen to end up here?
I was ordered here by some ignorant, corrupt committee that had probably been infiltrated by anarchists and Luddites.
Then you were transferred involuntarily, too.
That's enough, Wrong. You're insulting an officer.
What exactly is it that you do here?
Are you blind or deaf? I'm suspecting all three. I'm the onboard doctor. I make sure pampered little weaklings like you get back into shape.
So you are the responsible doctor on board. Does that mean you're something like a fitness trainer?
Fitness, yes. A healthy mind needs a healthy body, if that means anything. And it looks to me as if you could need to do a bit of sport.
I actually feel as if I'm in pretty good shape right now.
That's the most common mistake. Nobody is in good shape here. If not, you wouldn't be here, would you? Make sure you get a couple of drinks in you so that you at least seem to be a halfway normal human being.
Can I ask you...
If you
Well, fine.
have a good...
Linda, it's me again.
What can I do?
Thanks, Linda. Okay, and now, the most important part. I'm sure I can put them to good use later, and I already have someone in mind. There you go. Let's see what the air conditioning system will say to that.
Service instruction. Malfunction of your cabin's air conditioning. The air composition values deviate from their normal setting of 21% oxygen, 1% carbon dioxide, and 78% nitrogen.
I can't wait to see what effect this will have on Dr. Jenkins.
Well, you know what? I don't think I feel all that good today. I've, gotta lie down for a minute. My first damn sick day in 28 years of service. You keep watch for a while.
This is an engine room. Over there are man locks. This panel probably controls this bulkhead over here on the right. I wonder why it's turned off. Nice, huh? But all there you go. That's the elevator. the hell is this here? A plant? Machines produce... machines? I have to take a closer look at this. Is it possible that this thing can even fly? The engines can move in every direction. And it has cameras. I thought they abandoned all studies for these so-called omni-maneuverables. Supposedly, they never got a grip on problems regarding the flight characteristics.
Mr. Wright, there has been an incident. The station must be evacuated immediately. Please follow me, quickly.